So let's hear, Andrew. Are you good if we just go what's working and what's not working, missing and confusing, just for sharers right now?
Brilliant. Go for it.
Okay, awesome. So, 4 questions. Write down something if you can, just to prompt you, and we'll just go through working. So, basically, I do our business, I do our, even as people just learning how to share, there's 4 questions I ask them. And I just did it with someone that came on to a new brand partner call. He's been patching for a while, his wife's patching now. He's finally open to sharing. He just couldn't make this time zone. So I said, so excited that you are wanting to share. After you've read the sharing page, could you just answer me 4 questions? Write down for me what's working for you and your wife right now, what's not working, like feeling like in LifeWave in general, it's just not working yet, what you'd like to do with it, what feels missing and confusing for you to start taking your next step. So if you want to write down those 4 questions, they're great. We do them in life, leadership, coaching. So just write them down yourself because it's a great way to guide people.
To say it one more time, Vanessa, what's working?
What's not working?
Yeah.
What's missing for
Yeah.
you to take your next step, and what remains confusing for you?
Brilliant.
Mm-hmm. So that call for him was, he said what still feels confusing is how to share. It made me realize he hadn't really read the sharing page yet, which is no problem. So I just said, could you go back, look at the scripts? Is there any one of those scripts that feels like it could work for you right now? Does that help your confusion? And who would you like to send that out to? So we're going to get their answers and hopefully plug them back into the page, because a page is just a page until you guide them back and forth through it. But those questions feel like they helped me help him. That was Warren.
Great. Could everyone just put in the chat 10 that you know the Dream Team community pages? Put a 1 if you don't, a 10 if you do, just so I can gauge, so I don't need to go back through things necessarily, because I'm finding a lot of people aren't doing this, and that's the challenge. Can I also throw in, as the 10s or 1s come up, you might be new to this, okay, like Jody. So my encouragement would be to, you're pretty much the only one that I would have allowed to be a 1. And this, I would have been pretty ticked, being transparent, is you've got to, well, we highly suggest to win, got to know Dream Team community. Like, we put a lot of effort in to make this simple. And this would be the other thing I'd say about this with your teams. Everyone fits into a patcher, a sharer, or a builder. We've made 3 categories to make it really easy for everybody. So that, like, I've got a Swedish couple that I've known for 20 years that we just onboarded. I've got to get them in the patching community because it's going to build belief. I was listening to it in the background with Vanessa this morning. I'm like, I need to get them in that. That's exactly what they need to hear to get them in. So here's the key as we go through this. If you want to win in this, like 100%, 22 months have been doing this, 21 months. If you don't have your team on this and in Dream Team community, you will not build a business. So if you're here alone, I need you to sort of smack yourself nicely and kindly.
Andrew, remember these are sharers, not builders.
I know, but these are sharers as well. And I'm looking at everyone, and they're builders as well. So I know how to read a room. Been doing it for 30 years. What I'm saying is you have to bring your people with you. That's your number one. Now, Jody's just getting started. So you will have people soon, and you've done this before. But for the rest of us, now you can only, bring people to water, but people will not grow if they're not in these environments.
Yeah.
Like, they will not, if they're not in this, they're not hearing this, if they're not like swimming in this, they will float somewhere else. So I just want to throw that out there as we continue to build this and I actually want you to rate yourselves, because I'm speaking to leaders here. There's no one that's not. is out of 1 to 10, how
Brett,
hard are you?
Brett's brand new. So
Okay, well, I love that. Welcome, Brett. To everyone else, who like are you? How hard are you bringing your people with you?
yeah,
It's really, this is the simple thing of how this is going to work.
love it. It's true.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah, so great question, like scale of 1 to 10, especially for people that have been in for a while, like how it's, the thing in this business is that we were told early on, excite and invite, like it's the two, it's your energy, it's your excitement, and it's basically you will get to the point, even as sharers, where if you can't move someone patching to sharing until they've had exposure. And here's the thing, it's not exposure to you. And that's not a reflection of you. It's not an exposure to us. It's an exposure to the community. When Andrew and I came into LifeWave, Australia had this every week a testimony, second week testimony call, and then some training, and they were in these WhatsApps. Well, they were driving us crazy, but every time we plugged someone new into them, there was 1 or 2 people that did their deep dives and went, oh my gosh, I'm all in. They are not people that ever said they were going to be building, but they learnt from the community, the excitement, and they started to build belief. And so we 100% realized, like, this is about exposure, and it's exposure to the right things, right? So that they can build belief.
Totally. And then like you said, to each other. So someone who might be like, yeah, Andrew, a bit too much for me. But then he meets Jeremy on this community and goes, oh, wow, there's someone a bit more like me, and connects. Like, that's where the leverage of relationships are. It's just like crucial. So I just wanted to throw that back in there for everyone to go, like, honestly, I don't know, because we're sharing this. This is not patching. This is sharing. We're sharing this. If we're sharing, we want our people to share, right? So
Yeah.
we've got to bring the people with us.
So what we do is every week we post in our Facebook and our WhatsApp, and we literally put the times and the trainings, and we say to people, which one will you be attending? Now, I don't say to someone sharing, I don't not show them that there's a builders group, because you still want to. That's why we're so proud of dreamteam.community now, because even a patcher, you still want them to see they could share or they could build, like what Jeremy just said. So will you just come off mute, and Jeremy, tell us how you've used this resource in the last few weeks. You just wrote it, but tell us how you've used it.
Yeah, sure. It's it's been a great time saver for me. I've been a little bit hectic. We've celebrated 20 years of marriage and went on a cruise. But even while we were away doing that, this person that I'm referencing in the chat has built a hunger in that time while I was away. So the page is gold because it shows people, again, like what you just said, Vanessa, they can see that, yes, I can just be a patcher and get a bit of information, but oh, what if I did want to share? And they can easily click on that and get some techniques, some support, some help around that. And then what I said in the chat, sharers don't need to know it all unless you want to. It's great to learn, but it doesn't have to stop you from sharing that you're new or that you've just started, because it's all on that page. Just point people to that page and just say, hey, I'm on this journey with you. Jump on this page and let's go through it together, or whatever. But for me, this brand partner of mine saw a builder as well and thought, okay, went and talked to their husband, who was a little reserved at first, but now they want to jump all in. So they started out at advanced. They want to jump up to premium today, I think. I've got a
Wow.
call with them at 11 o'clock today, so we'll help them do that. But the page is good because it just takes the pressure off you needing to know it all, and whether they're patching or sharing or they can see all the different options before them, and it can spark something in them even without you saying anything.
Yeah. That's
Love
awesome. I'm so glad. That's how we work the system, right? Is it's for you and for them. And so I love that. Really great.
Very good.
Amazing. All right. So if you just can put in the chat what's working right now in your sharing, the ways you're sharing, what feels like it works for you, what is bringing in a sale for you, just write in the chat. And then we'll pick one or two people just to say what has worked, like something they've shared that's led to a sale. Just let me know, or led to like keeping someone curious and wanting to explore their next step. Anyone want to write in the chat? Feel free. Awesome consistency. Yeah. It's so your social media is just so consistent, Jeremy. And I agree. We say to people all the time about social media, do not post because you want to like or you want to comment, because no one will say anything for 99% of your social media, and they're watching it though. So I love that. Yeah.
Totally. Like what I said, these Swedish people, I haven't spoken to in 15, 16 years, watching my stuff, then reach out just to say hello. But then they're like, but what have you been doing? We've been seeing a few things. Boom. Advanced, and hopefully they run with it.
Yeah. Michelle, I love you just got another call in, and that was your neighbor. So do you want to quickly come off mute? Tell us how that process happened for you.
Yeah, I mean, like whomever I meet and that kind of thing, you listen for cues and things like that. So my ear is tuned a little bit different now when I'm listening and talking to people and just wanting to get, whether it's a cashier at the grocery store or whatever. So those conversations has really definitely changed for me in the way that I present myself, I guess, or the questions that I ask, and that kind of thing. So I think also being genuine with it all and everything else of just really, that seems to have worked for me with regards to neighbors and stuff. I really, honestly, 100% feel that I still need to be challenged with cold calling and things like that. That's just not my lane that I've been comfortable with, but I'm learning how to become comfortable with that. So, yes. So, but with the other part of it, it is easy to flow into that. So I'm listening otherwise and not being afraid to say, hey, this is a situation I had. I'm hearing that you're talking about your arthritis or other issues that you're having. And I said, can I share something with you? And usually they're very, very much wanting to, yeah, tell me what's going on. And yeah, so that seems to be working. And then I'll share videos with them and the technology and that, because, honestly, and you guys all know this, in Canada, yes, it's still very, very new. And some Canadians can be very skeptical about things like that and very, pragmatic or whatever, but we're breaking through. And I think that having personal relationship, personal testimonies, that kind of thing, just trying to be genuine with people and honest and that kind of thing is just very valuable, more so than what I would have felt even a year ago. I feel much more confident in being able to share and to ask the questions that need that to be asked. And it's genuinely just, being, trying to be a compassionate human being to somebody.
True. It's awesome. I know. Love it. All right. Well, that's so exciting. And yeah, the launch video, that's great. That is a huge tool. And if you haven't launched, then pick your top 3, as we say in the sharing strategy, and just always have something ready that you could share once someone wants more information. If you didn't watch Kerry Robinson last night, I'm actually going to add her script into the sharing page. I just haven't done that yet. The words we've been practicing a lot with as sharers, because we're building, but we still, you build by sharing. Like, so this whole, like, you get people batching, you get people sharing, you get people building. So what we've been practicing with is watch this video, you'll have more questions afterwards, right? So you're just inviting permission for people to have questions. For those of you that are still being mentored in this business and haven't hit your first 4, or maybe you want to keep growing to that 20/20 over time, even as people sharing, we say, I'm telling everyone the big key when noticing and not landing sales is you're not putting a third person in quick enough to the conversation. And so what we're saying to people is, as soon as someone's seen This Is It info, and you then need to have another conversation where you share with them a resource, let your third party person do that. Even just send that resource, let it be your third party. Hey, love that you looked at This Is It. I'm sure you've got more questions. Yeah, I do. Like, this is what it'll be once you've introduced that person in a chat.
Yeah.
Great. Then I'm going to send you this video. Once you've watched that, if you have more questions, let's hop on a quick call and see what package is going to suit you to order. So that's how third party just lands quicker than sometimes early days people understand how to do that. Yeah.
Just want to answer Jody's question, Vanessa.
Jody's question.
So the Level Up conference, there was a video. I'm not quite
There,
sure.
there was, and actually I was going to ask, what video are you talking about sharing with people, the launch video?
Yeah, before someone's ready, once they've seen This Is It info or those first few videos that are on This Is It info page, when they're not going to deep dive more into that site. It just is
Right.
going to become their resource, right?
Right.
So then what's next, especially to land a sale, is, hey, I'd like to send you my launch video. Once you've taken time to watch that, put it on 2x if you don't want to take 30 minutes. Then we're going to circle back on what package is going to suit you when you're ready to purchase, right? So you'll see the words in the sharing page. So it's your launch video, but you start with the whole This Is It page and you tell them just the first 3 videos are going to take you 10 minutes to watch. And Jody, that first video is now on the very top of the This Is It page. This Is It info page.
Yeah. Or you could just, send that. That 3-minute video is brilliant as like a taster.
Yeah.
And again, I would encourage you to play around with it to see what works. If it's to do the 3-minute video and then send your presentation. Can I say though, if anyone's going to send their presentation, there's got to be excitement around it.
Yeah.
Like of that, hey, I'm so excited to share this with you. It's about 30 minutes long. You are going to be blown away with the opportunity of this. My life is changing because of it, or changed for me 21 months in, even 4 months in, I could say changed, or changing. Super excited for you to look at it, for me to come back to you, and then I can give you more detail from there. And then maybe the This Is It team page is better because it can be overwhelming. So you'll gauge with each person and you'll play around. And like Chris Boone and I said last night in one of our conversations, people got to know we're stuffing it up all the time still as well. Like we're not getting it perfect every time. There's days where I walk away and go, oh, Andrew, like, why did I do that? Everything's recoverable to a certain level, but just this is, you're feeling it, you're playing with it, you're profiling personalities with it. But they're your raw ingredient materials, resources. So don't be afraid to experiment with, try that first and then that. I still think your launch presentation is your coming out of, I'm going for this. If you're a friend, I'd really love you to watch it if you could, because I think it'd change your life. Element. So those 3, the 3-minute video, your launch video, and thisisitteam.com. To me, they're your top 3 resources. Would you agree, Vanessa?
Yeah. And you literally decide based on the person. Because Jody, when I'm meeting someone down the road and I've just talked about patching to them, I'm not sending that new 3-minute video because it does talk a lot about the movement, which is super exciting. But that movement, I will absolutely talk about. Heike, I will talk about when it's someone that I'm talking more about the opportunity of both. So, but yeah.
Can I say 2 things before we go into the next one for the Canadians? One, if I was still living in Canada, I think you have a massive, you can even write that in the chat, massive opportunity going into winter with guys. I've found something that I wish I had last winter. Going into this for energy, for my mental health, for this. honestly, most Canadians will listen to you just because of that. To go, because when I lived there, the fear factor going into winter was, I've never felt anything like that before in my life. And I'm an outsider accentuating, but it's like winter's coming. You know, it's like I think you have a massive, you've got a couple of months to really maximize, and then during winter you turn tact on it of what you're doing in the middle of winter. But to use this as a way of, guys, I've found something to help us to thrive in winter. Because when I speak to everyone, no one seems to thrive in winter in their mind. It's always,
Yeah.
can we get through this? Could you give me a 10 in the chat that you like, you're agreeing where I'm sort of coming from with a lot of, not everyone, but a lot of the mentality out there. If I was living there, I'd be like, it's like selling cheesecake to a kid. This I have, I like, you've got something that people are going to need. So I would be turning tact every season of some of your language around that. And then my second thing is for everybody, keep reminding your teams, if they're a builder, they should be regularly on patching and sharing as well. They don't have to be every week in patching or every week in sharing, but they should be coming in and out because they should be bringing their team to that are in that, and also educating themselves so they're out there talking about it when they're with people. Because if you're not in it, it's not front of mind. So I'd be encouraged, you as leaders to keep saying, hey, are you on that? Because it'll be front of mind when you meet a patcher. This is going to build belief for them. And I listened, as I was making my coffee this morning, and I'm like, I have more belief coming out of it myself 21 months in. So I want to just keep encouraging as we've got to see ourselves as bringing everyone in. If they're on this, it'll be here. It'll be in this. If they're not on this, it's not going to be in this. Which then goes to your heart and carries it at a different level. So we want to keep seeing Canada, thrive. So.
There's no one new on, there's no guest on for this. I'm not going to do an opportunity call, like, unless guests can come. We did a great practice last week. You guys all did amazing. But
can I speak into that? That
yeah.
we're pivoting as of next week. So I'm putting a stake in the ground for Vanessa and I, plus because we'll be away for aspects. We'll be doing it from a festival, but we are going to start doing a presentation school and starting to getting people to do presentations. So from this part of the world and also our part of the world as of next week. So Vanessa and I, we're just going to pull the plug and start getting people to do it. So you'll have that out of how we do that this week, won't you, baby?
Yeah, because if no one's going to bring guests to launch, we're not going to to an info session on a Monday night, then we won't, like your Monday night Canadian, but also this 30 minutes in the morning, then any time that there's not an official launch going on for someone, which they have to be building for us to launch them, then we'll do launch training. So we'll do presentation training at this time. So then people can build the skills up as well. Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah. Does that sound good for you guys as well? You girls and guys? So yeah. So what I'd like to do, though right now is let's talk, because we've got some builders that will jump on in 25 minutes. So we don't want to start that building conversation. Let's actually just drill a little bit more into that sharing page. I want to go through what is feeling helpful. I want to look at the frequently asked questions with you. Are you team open? You're hearing me learn to not say guys, so I'm going to be correcting myself. I don't know where it came from. It's back here in Australia. I hate it. There's females, there's men on. So
I think it's the worst when it's only women and you call them guys.
I still it's just not like, I'm like, where did this word come from?
So we use the word team now. So, hey team, don't you think so, team? Change because we're a team.
Yeah. All right. So let's look at this sharing page. Okay. So what we want you to do this week is find someone that you're partnering with that might be curious about sharing. It might be their first And all we want you to find the person patching and go through the patching page with them. Okay. So let me just show you what that's going to look like. Can you write in the chat? Actually, no, you're all awesome and it's a small group. I want you to look at these 2 pages and come off mute and say, who are you committing to going through this with? So let's go first to the patching page, okay? And I've got a list. I've got a list of our patching people, not all on these calls either. So it is not just you. It's like we all need to learn how to use these resources. So I'm going to go back to the patching page. We'll just pull this up. Take this down. Okay, so dreamteam.community patching.
Can I just ask a question?
Yes, Gay.
I have a few that say they only want to patch, but they're telling other people about what's going on. So just managing that with people that aren't quite at the ready at going through all of this yet. Just what sort of wording do you use with people who are like, oh, I told the lady that I work with what I've got, but I didn't know what to tell her.
Yeah, awesome. So the thing is, you want them to know there's a resource, right? So what I will do, even with that's amazing. I just same text message this morning from someone. What do I do? People have asked what I have on, right? So I want to send them this page, but I start with the home page. So I still go back to that person and go, that's amazing. I just want to show you the resources we have as you grow in readiness to share. I'm going to be there for you as you're learning to share. Thank you. So now, again, depending on the person, that's so exciting. Then I won't necessarily talk money to that person because it may not be money. They may not be driven by the need to cover their own costs. It could be mission. It could just be that someone asked, like you just said, Gay. So this is where you'll use the resource as like, it's a conversation starter. It's not a like, just go plug and play and do it. So I would be, if that was me, I would be suggesting go to the homepage. So let's quickly role play this. So Gay, they've told you they've got people asking questions. Come off mute. Tell me, just play with role play for a second. So we've got the homepage open. If you sent this to them and you were just, so again, you were on a call, it doesn't have to be Zoom. So you would say, let's get on a quick call, right? So whatever you call them. I'm just going to right now to your phone, send dreamteam.community/home to you. Let's have a quick look at that together. So just practice saying that.
Oh. With the things that you've talked to me about, I've got some information that I think will be helpful and just what you can work through at your own pace. So I'm just sending you a link which is got some information in it that you can have a look at right now while we're talking. So I've just sent it to you. If you can just click on that, I'll wait for you to open that. So let's just start working through. Let's go to, sorry, I've just dropped whether you said to go to the homepage first. Is that right?
Homepage first. It's always homepage. We want that little bit of quick exposure to their options, like what Jeremy said. So homepage first.
So in the homepage, if you just have a quick look, you'll see there's just step by step. You don't have to do all of it at once, but let's just work through what things there are in those steps. So you said to me you're just wanting to patch at the moment, which is awesome, but you've also got people asking you some questions. So that's actually a step where you're going into sharing. So to be able to answer people well, would you like to learn some more about how to share?
Great question. Pause, everyone. Did you hear she asked that person, would you like to learn how to share? Right? So it's a conversation. So this person is going to go, not really. I didn't really want to get into sharing yet. I just want to maybe get a bit of information to them about what I'm using. Let's say that. So I'm going to be that person. No, not yet, Gay. I probably know, I just want to learn a little bit more myself first.
Okay, well, because you've only been using the patches for a couple of weeks, you're still working through what the patches are doing for you, but you've got people who are curious. So to have enough information to be able to help them understand what it could do for them, what we can do is go into just the first lot of information here, if you want to start with that. Now,
Perfect,
now
Gay.
this is what I asked the question. Do I take them to the patching page from there?
I would go patching first in this scenario. The reason why is you still want to empower, it's teaching them to fish. So it's like you're empowering them with this, and this belief building is what's going to build their confidence to sharing. So if we click over and say, listen, you're just patching, you might not have even seen this page. So I just want to quickly go through this with you first. But what you're going to highlight in this page is not the how to use. The first thing you probably want to just do is check they've done these steps, guys. So, and then it's going to move down to what they would do if they want to share. Because if they're not in the Facebook group or the WhatsApp, what this person's really doing to you is saying, I'm interested. They're not yet saying, I want to necessarily share more. They're just saying, my interest is growing as well because other people are asking.
Yes, this particular lady I'm thinking of, I have actually gone to her and just said, how are you going with filling in the tracker? Have you noticed anything yet? And it's only been 2 weeks. And she said,
Yeah.
well, not a lot, but she said, I'm making sure that I'm checking. So I don't know what she's checking every day, whether it's a skin or whatever. I'm not quite sure.
Right. Yeah. That's awesome.
And
So
I said to her, she said to me, I don't want too much information. So I actually saw her on the weekend. I said, well, I'll send you a little bit more this week
Yeah.
on what you might want to learn from next. And I think for her to get onto the testimonials, because I know this lady quite well,
yeah.
the WhatsApp will start to build her.
Yes. Yeah, so I love that. So team, if you hear what Gay is doing, is she's just going step by step. So again, we're going to get to the fact that this lady needs to know what script to use, but we're using every time someone asks you something, we're using a chance to connect back with them and actually just make sure their foundation is steady as well. Because there's no point Gay just jumping to sharing, showing that script that they can send out if this lady is going to just randomly send something out but doesn't know what resources she has available and actually as a patcher what step she hasn't done yet. And so Gay just said it. Gay knows she's not yet even in a group. So I would say, Gay, what you really want to hover on then is, hey, can we just check in while I've got you on a quick call? Have we got you connected to the right information that you need now that you're getting interested in learning more? Yeah.
I do
So
try to, as Michelle was saying, listening to people and picking up keys from people.
yeah.
This lady actually is a bit of a mixture because they've actually had a bad experience with people forcing the patches on them, and
Yeah.
they kind of didn't go anywhere with them. And
Yeah.
she's told me she's scared of having a stroke because
Yeah.
her brother had a stroke. Her blood pressure is high. So I have listened to that, like Michelle was saying, you listen to the keys that come from people. So for
Yeah.
her, she, when it comes to the WhatsApp groups, I think would be great for her at this stage to go in there and
Yeah.
ask some questions of other people, because I know that's
Yeah.
where she's at. I did,
Yeah.
I actually have mentioned thisisit.com in a couple of conversations we have without saying you have to.
Yeah.
I said,
Yeah.
when she first started, I said, there's a place you can look at where there's lots of information. And for her, I said, there's testimonies in there. Have a look at the first page, look at the first couple of videos. Then if you want to see some testimonies, go to the third page. So just
Yeah.
knowing those things, that's what she was looking for. And even when I saw her on the weekend, I said, and that's where I said, are you ready for some more information?
Yeah.
And that's where I'll bring this is it into it
Yeah.
again. The lady she talked about at school.
What I wouldn't, again, you do how you want to do it, but definitely make the next step to pick just those 2 WhatsApps. Let's say she's good on WhatsApp, then the WhatsApp, you click straight on this and it'll go to that. So don't even feel like you have to send it to her. You do want her now to be on this page. So this is that patching page. So you would go, great, you've clicked through to patching. Now click on that WhatsApp link. So again, guiding them, they do it. Don't just randomly send the WhatsApp link to them, get them to go to the page and do it. And then they can click on the patch Q&A as well. I think that's a good, and then all of a sudden they've done 2 next steps, which is some of the foundational steps. You can also say, I like to say in WhatsApp, it's a lot of chit chat in WhatsApp, but if you want to turn notifications off, just make sure to get in it when you want to get in it, because people will sometimes blame WhatsApp for their notifications, but you do just need to go into your WhatsApp notifications. And if you don't want every single comment to notify you, just know that you can be in and out of WhatsApp whenever you want. Yeah.
Yeah, I probably said that incorrectly. I use the Dream Team community as
Yeah.
this is where we'll go and look for everything
Yeah.
outside of the initial this is it info that
Yeah.
I will send to an inspect
Yeah,
on
it's
the
perfect.
we share with them.
Yeah.
Because I believe what created there are those steps that we can step people through and
Yeah.
teach them
Yeah.
as we go.
Just what to
So-
do. And then, like you just said, the information page is all here. Like, yes, she might need to learn a bit more, but I want to jump to step 5. I hesitated to put it as step 4 because I do think knowing the full site is great. But a lady like that, you're going to ask her at some point within the first month, I like to say, and we've made sure our emails for it to support a patching person actually says this as well now in the automations. I basically say this 45-minute video, I missed too long patching myself. So even though I was sharing, it took me over 6 months to realize this interview was here. And so the way I talk about this interview is I do say it is our sales team. So you'll hear them super excited. But as you go through the sales team's excitement, because they're seeing millions of people helped with this, I want you to listen to this doctor because he'll tell you things I never knew about stem cells. When do you think you could schedule time to have that on in your day-to-day? When do you think you could put about 45 minutes aside to listen to that? Ask them to make a commitment to when they can do that.
I actually did that yesterday. We were
Yay.
holistic everything, and a husband watched your presentation last week. She
Yeah.
hasn't had to get to it, lots of things going on, but she homeschools, and I was talking to her yesterday. I was driving home and talking about what she was looking for, and I said this video, so I sent it to find this video herself off the this is it info, and I said you can plug it in and listen to it while you're doing stuff. She said that's probably how I'll get through it. And she's
Great.
really keen to listen to it because she's right into, knowing how everything works and
Amazing.
stuff.
Yeah.
So fantastic
love
interview.
that.
That one.
Yeah, it really is. It helped me learn so much more as well. So for the team on listening into this conversation with Gay, have you all watched this video with Dr. Stillman on the homepage of This Is It Info? Awesome. Jody, I would, again, just your own belief, although you've jumped right into business building, over the course of time, just don't miss these steps for you because they're so foundational that we just keep saying 6 months in, so many of us, we were building, so we don't want to say don't build, but we were like, we didn't realize what we had our hands on in terms of resources. So that's all we're trying to highlight here for people. So, and then lastly is the patching calls. So yep, Gay, she could easily be welcome on one of those. But this here, now, because you said some people are asking, can you just now to pretend you're role playing Gay one more time. So we're down at step 7. Again, this is just 5-7 minutes. It's not a long conversation. It could be even quicker. We're down at step 7. How would you describe now moving into the sharing? Like, what would you say to her to keep it simple?
With the people that you're sharing with, if they decided to take the patches on for themselves, use it for themselves, or share it with other family, you actually can earn some money from that. So you've got 3 aspects that to using the patches. There's the retail, which we've already talked about, wholesale, which you're doing. But if you share it with others, you can actually get the patches for free. And there's a fantastic business opportunity behind it. Is that something that would interest you at this point?
Right. Yeah. And I would probably say that not the business, but I do have answers I need to give a few people asking. So again, I'm going to downplay that I want to necessarily think about the business yet. But I'd like to learn a little bit more about a simple thing I can respond to the people asking what this is.
When I meet new people and talk to them about the patches, the first thing that I share with them is the site that we've talked about and you've looked at different points on, is the thisisitinfo.com. And I share that straight away. So that's a really simple way that you can do it. But it's really important to follow up, to find out what people are looking for, what their needs are. So it's important to, when you share that with them, catch up with them again, if you can, within the next few days.
Okay, Gay, I'll push back and just say on this part, I would then ask her to click over to this sharing page. I know you were just modeling, but she wasn't there yet. So she now needs to see there is a support in place. Now, because she doesn't want to know a lot yet, and she's also said, no, I don't want to know about the business and I'm not quite interested. I just want to get these people answers. If that was me having a conversation, I would have asked her to move over to the sharing page, but I would do 2 things. I would be checking first, is she Cora or is she advanced? I'd just check that if I'd forgotten which one she is. And I might say, because she's not asking yet about even sharing to make money, I'm just going to say, listen, there's a few things when you start to share regularly, we're going to want to check on. We don't need to do that right now. I'll come back to these steps for you. But just because you're not asking me about a list and you're not asking me about needing more product, you're just saying, I want to know what scripts. So again, I'm going to show them this page, but I'm not going to go through this page with them because it's too much, like too quickly, right, for her. So I would go down to step 4 and go, that's such a great question. What I have here, when people ask me, what is it that I'm wearing? You can literally on your phone cut and copy this quick script, and this is what I send people.
Yeah, that's excellent.
Yeah.
Because I have looked at for taking people through from patching to sharing, and I thought, wow, there's so much information. Even the making a list. A few people I've had conversations with about making the list, they go, oh, I'm not ready. So that's right. Where they think the list means you're committed.
Yeah. It's true. But I'm not going to not put it in there because you can't, we know that, but that's why I'm coaching out how to use this site, where I'm not going to apologize for the things that are in there, but I'm going to skip over them, but I'm going to guide them why I'm not just sending them sharing now that they say they're ready to share. I'm on a quick call, and this is all on a call. I'm not on a Zoom. They've got it on their phone. And I'm just quickly going, listen, let's go down to that script for you so that we just miss all the other parts, but they're still there for later, because we will have to return to an advanced conversation and we will have to return to a list conversation. But a sharer still needs to know there's resources there when they're ready.
Oh, I love that. That's great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, so this is the patch text that we can send out. This is the one I will update, probably Kerry Robinson's, because it's even shorter. And then again, I have a business focused script in here for a sharer because we decided, Andrew and I, we're not going to diminish that a sharer might want to talk to someone about the business. We're not asking them to build the business. We're just saying someone might get curious around the business, and we don't want them to not have something like this. Okay. So, yeah, so there's that in there. And then you can talk about sampling if they want to learn how to just sample someone with one patch. And then this is what you would go, Gay, if it was me, I would go back to this step 6. You just said it was perfect. You said, and then you're going to circle back with them to see if they had time to have a look, right? So thanks for watching the short clip. I can show you the full information site because that early one didn't show the full site, remember? It just had the YouTube video we just talked about. And that YouTube video is just actually around light therapy and what it is. So you guys need to, your team, you just need to actually do all this yourself, like actually copy these scripts to yourself, watch the quick videos, see what it feels like. And then what I would say to someone, I just did it yesterday, what I would say to someone is it's really cool if they could watch this 3-minute video on, no, up here, it should say here. Sorry, I have it in here, patch. Okay, down here. Oh, 3-minute video. I've got to spell that correctly. So this is good for me to look through it on revisiting. That, and I just deleted, so I need to put it back in, a 3-minute video on patching, like what, and it's just this beautiful lady out of America. It's from the Pro Strategy, but she just does 3 minutes on why introduce the patch to someone, how to revisit, and then, you know, what to do next. So, I love this one, Gay. This is where she's going to include you. I want you to go to this with her and go, you are going to need to revisit. People don't just read everything or watch everything you send. People live really full lives. But I want you to circle back with that person. And the next time you circle back with them, I want you to include me quickly in whatever questions they ask. And so this lady should never be left answering questions on her own. So that's why in this business model now, we're putting people quicker than ever into 3-way text messages because we just realize too many people are getting lost trying to answer those things themselves. Yeah. Okay, so again, it's you going down this page. Don't overwhelm her. Just you've read it in advance. You've picked maybe 2 or 3 steps, and then you are just showing her those scripts and literally asking her after they've watched a video or circled back with you, please say you're going to put me in that same conversation because I want to help you. You don't have to do this alone, is the big word we're saying right now. How does that sound to everyone? Like, how does it's something, so for you as a team, I think the big key is, and I thank you, Gay, for being the like guinea pig back and forth because you're using it, but now we just want to coach people how to use it even more without kind of building that belief it's all too much again. It's not, you just have to guide them to those right steps. Yeah.
Can I just say that one of the things you just said that's absolutely key is the one thing this particular lady said to me. She said, I need help. I don't want to just have it and I need some support. So she really asked, and I don't know if it's because they were introduced to the patches before in a really sort of dogmatic way.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, that's an absolute key, is that people can know they're not alone. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. And every no that they're getting or every person not answering back. And again, I would say that this, what I learned last night from Kerry again, is just who do you know, who do you love? Like, who do you know and who do you love? And how can I help you share this with them? And so I will probably go back through now. having coached that out one more time and hearing a bit of feedback, I might, shift a few of the words in there. But that 4, Kerry really re-emphasized even in her presentation, 4. Like, she doesn't use the word manager, she just says 4 people. And so I think in the sharing, we do need to probably like really keep that focus on 4 people. Andrew, would you agree?
Absolutely. It's 4 is that magic number of it just it breaks even mindset wise to go, this is a business for me. Like when you hit that, that 4, this is what we're talking about, Vanessa. You shook your head.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and we're talking about sharers that don't even care yet that it's a business, but we know when people get 4 orders in, there's just, it unlocks and awakens the next step for them.
Exactly. But for them, it could actually click in to go, hang on, there's money coming in. Maybe this is something I could do. And I think that's what I've been saying is 50% of your business is going to be patches. That's why, and this is honestly, Vanessa and I, we've never done this before. I woke up one day and went, hang on, I think we're doing a disservice to our business and our people by not having something for them. And we've started to see a mini revival happen with that. So the people who are just not ready or not wanting, that's what they want to do. And then sharers is that, hey, I don't want a business. You got people who don't need it, don't want it, too busy, whatever, but I want to share it and I want to make my money back and I want to help other people. That's probably like 30%, maybe 35%. And your builders are your 15 to 20% that are like, I want to replace an income. I want this to be a legacy. I want to be here in 10 years and have, had all these dreams accomplished. Like, this is what I see.